Welcome back, League mates and listeners. We are co-hosts Dane and AJ. We are back with another Pigskin Pals podcast. It's the Halloween special. Some spooky stuff is going on in the NFL realm. And AJ and I went 6-0 last week. We're going to see if we can go 12-0 this week because, spoiler alert, we have the same exact picks for all of our league matchups. And we're going to show our DFS lineups too. Maybe we're going to have the same exact one in there too.
Don't worry, this is no trick. This episode will only be a treat for you. Let's get stuck right into it. First, let's take a quick look at the Week 8 DFS results. Dane is on an absolute tear as the last couple of weeks. I think winning 3 in a row at this point, tying it up. This was actually a really competitive week though, so I'm glad we put up some good numbers. We'd been kind of shit in the bed. Hopefully I can get back on the win side of things this week with our DFS lineups of the week. We both have Dak to start it off. Dane, you want to go first?
Yep, I'll reveal my first running back. My running back one, I'm running it back, baby. Going with Devon Achane in the lineup against Buffalo.
All right,
I can run on them. Some teams have been running on them. So I'm feeling good about running that back.
Yeah.
Still pretty cheap, so we'll see. AJ has, wow.
Who would have thought?
This is
Devon Achane. Here we go.
crazy. Okay, well, so far we have the same exact lineup. And I feel like there's a strong possibility with our same quarterbacks that we have the same running back too. My running back too is Bijan Robinson this week. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, obviously we are hot on these players this week.
We'll be different in the wide receivers. I can feel it.
You sure? All right, well, I'm going to reveal my wide receiver one. I'm not sure who's going to be revealed first, but I paid up for one of them. Yep, I went all the way up to Justin Jefferson as my wide receiver one. I like that with him at home against just a Colts team that has not really been able to show much, but
sure.
Joe Flacco is going to be starting, so at least it'll be a relevant game somewhat. And AJ, his wide receiver one, okay, he went with the stack of CD and
Dak. Got the stack, baby.
I like that. I saved
I think that's all I have of this game.
More.
Yeah, I got $100 difference so far. This is pretty sick that we have like almost like the same build in terms of price, at least. Obviously with the same build, 3 players, but then so far same build is in price as well. I don't know. I got Dak. I'm going to stack it with CD9. I really get to cheer for the Cowboys. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'm interested to get down to like the flex and the tight end because I feel like that's where it's going to change a lot. I went with the same game stack, so I got a wide receiver in the game. I got Drake London. I didn't go with the Dallas side. And AJ, his wide receiver 2. Ooh, Jacoby Myers. Okay, well, here's the first big difference, I feel like, in our lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see where you go after this, too, with your price difference. I don't know. Jacoby was really, really good last week. Devontae's gone. There's not a whole lot of targets. Not a whole lot of receivers to get targets there. Jacoby's a really underrated player, I think, in both fantasy and in football. I feel really, really good about this.
Yeah. Is it O'Connell or Minshew? Or who is the quarterback? I really have not paid attention.
It should be Minshew still. Okay. Minshew was last week. I'm assuming it's Minshew again.
Gotcha. Okay. Last wide receiver for me is Jalen Waddle. I went back to the well with Waddle. He didn't really do much last week, but he was still really cheap. And I really wanted Tyreek in my lineup, and I was like, I can't afford Tyreek with this, and I really wanted Jefferson, so I went with the cheaper option. Buffalo, Miami. I think that should be a good game. AJ?
I like it.
All right. Wan'Dale,
my boy. Good matchup. Wan'Dale's still getting peppered with targets. He just seems like these two, Jacoby Myers and Wan'Dale Robinson, I don't think they're like necessarily going to pop off, but I think they're pretty safe floors for a good 10 points. 10 maybe a little high, but like 8 to 10 points like floor. So that feels like really nice in a situation where I think my top side could really pop off. And it feels nice because I think my bottom half of my lineup here is pretty gross. So
I mean, it can't be more gross than my bottom half of my lineup. My tight end, I went with Bretton Strange, the Jaguars.
All right.
Tight end 2. I mean, tight end 2, but maybe he's the third option in the passing game this week. So we'll see what happens there. I went all the way to like the bottom of the well for my tight end. And AJ went with Noah Gray.
Speaking of the bottom of the well, Noah Gray. Yeah. Noah Gray, actually, I looked at his like numbers. Dude gets a good amount of targets every week. So like, it's whatever for a pretty cheap tight end. Dude will get 3 to 5 targets, maybe like 40 yards. I'm okay with that if I'm really going cheap.
Yeah, I'm interested now because you still have some savings over me because I have London over Myers. So either that means you paid up in your flex or your
Mm-hmm.
defense. So I'm interested to see there. I did not pay up anywhere else. My flex is Parker Washington, the wide receiver
That's nice.
one of the Jags. So I'm just taking a shot. Hopefully one of these guys kind of does something for their team. And
Sure.
AJ
Yeah, that makes sense.
has
And I am going
Jalen
with
McMillan.
Jalen McMillan, who like had a little bit slow start, being the wide receiver, maybe one or two on this Tampa Bay team with the injuries there, but got a bunch of targets towards the end of the game. His snap share is really high, obviously. Feels pretty cheap for a guy who's gonna be on the field like the whole game. So, you know, nice little 4,200. That's easy.
Know who else is going to be on the field for the whole game and is
Who?
$600 cheaper? Parker Washington.
Sterling Shepard, Parker
Parker.
Washington. That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Jalen McMillan cooler though. Come on.
Yeah, he is way cooler. Okay, and my defense, I went with tonight's game, the Jets over the Houston Texans, and AJ also has the Jets. Wow.
Jets.
Okay, well, look at those lineups. Comment down below who you think is gonna walk away with the dub. It's only up to a handful of players, our wide receivers, and okay, I guess it's literally
Mhm.
everything minus our top three players. But it will be an interesting week to see how this pans out. So yeah, let's move on to the
Absolutely.
redraft picks. Like I teased in the intro, we have the exact same picks this week, so not really much to talk about. We did go 6-0 last week, both of
Mm-mm.
us, so I couldn't make up any ground in the redraft picks department. But I don't. If there's anything you want to hop in or talk about this, otherwise we can switch over to the dynasty. I did make up one game
Move
here.
right on.
We were tied, but I think I picked up a one game win over you, and yeah, we have the same wins selected for this week too. So
Yeah, I think it was Peter, whatever matchup Peter was in last week. I think it was Ben, maybe. I picked Peter, you picked Ben. I think that's where he made up the game. While we're here on our dynasty matchups, since we don't have much to talk about the matchups themselves, we can go over a couple of trades that went down last weekend or also this week. We'll start with the most recent trade, which is actually involves yours truly. Ethan basically put out a Snapchat message in our group chat saying, hey, all my picks are on the table, is what it sounds like. It sounds like he wants to go and win some games. This originally started as Darnell Mooney for his second rounder, but somehow evolved into me receiving his 2025 first round pick and giving Darnell Mooney, Travis Etienne, and a 2025 third. Obviously, we know I like it because I made the trade. Dane, what do you think?
think I mean, without really looking, I don't know. It's tough because the perception on ETN right now is so bad that Mooney almost looks like the premier like player in this trade right now. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty confident that ETN's going to get back on the field soon and kind of establish himself back in this offense, especially after the Jags just lost two of their two best weapons basically on offense last week. ETN's I think should get a lot of passing work and get back into relevance for fantasy too. So it will be interesting to see how this shakes out. It's interesting just that both teams, like you're a winning team, you traded some players that could help you really win this year, and then Ethan, who's trying to win, he only has two wins this year, which this almost feels like a late trade to make
Yeah.
and push out your
So
first.
So my thought process going into this, because yeah, like on paper, it definitely seems like I'm giving away like two pieces that could help me win games moving forward. And that's technically true. But my thought going into it was, one, I think this pick is going to be top six. I don't know if Ethan makes playoffs. So getting a top six pick seems pretty nice, especially for these pieces, because none of them are like really premier assets that I'm giving away. I feel comfortable giving them away because I haven't been playing these guys very much. I think I played Darnell Mooney one time, and Etienne's been out like a lot, and I've sat him weeks where he's played. So it's like, yeah, they're pieces I could play, but I haven't really been using them anyway, and I've been winning games. So I thought if I can give them away and possibly get a top six pick, it seems worth it.
Yeah, and the
That
other
was
thing to
my
consider,
thought.
the only other thing to consider too is Ethan also made a trade before this with Austin where he traded his 2026 first round pick for Josh Jacobs. So
Yep.
Ethan's running back room went from really terrible of only having Jahmyr Gibbs to
Bad.
now Gibbs, Jacobs, and ETN, which that's pretty nasty. And I mean, not to even bring attention to his other starters on his team, where he's got Jane Daniels, who's been playing lights out, and some crazy receivers in Chase. He has Andrews. Unfortunately, some more news just went through in the NFL of Deontay Johnson going to the Ravens, so that's going to muddy that receiving room a bit. But in the beginning of the year, we were like, Ethan's team is so cool. He's one running back away. He just got two running backs now. So for the fun of it, I'm going to be rooting for Ethan to make the playoffs and have this trade look really bad for you. But
here's what I'll say too, right? Is I think these are not bad trades for Ethan in the slightest. Like I think these are perfectly okay trades to be making if you're trying to turn your season around. It just feels like so many teams are so good already that it's very possible that it's too late almost, and that he's going to lose too many games to these good teams and not win enough to get back into the playoffs. We'll see. I would bet money on him not making the playoffs, but I guess we will find out.
I mean, I don't really recall what it was last year, but this almost feels like Sam last year when he just started going crazy with trades. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this all shakes out.
Me too. I hope, no offense, Ethan, obviously I now hope that you don't make the playoffs, because having a top 6 pick would be sweet, considering I haven't really had any first round pick in the entirety of this Dynasty League. So getting a top 6 one would be fun. Let us know what you think in the comments of those trades. Let me know if I made some shitty moves. Let Ethan know if he made 2 duds of trades. Who knows? Don't forget to sack that like and subscribe button.
Comment down below if you think the pickup of Jalen Coker is actually the best transaction that was made this week over those trades. Because Cokeheads rise up. He is going to be the wide receiver one.
Cokeheads rise up. Dude, that's incredible. I really hope that he becomes a beast so that could be something that is said 24/7. That is fantastic. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to sack that like and subscribe button. Like it's CJ Stroud, because we got the Jets defense in DFS. See you next time. Thanks for watching.